So what we're looking at right now is the NASDAQ chart here. And one thing I'm noticing here, there's actually a bit of a repetitive pattern here. You see this time back here, right? Check out this. So you see this time back here, all through here. That all through there, as you can see, is a very nice move up. Now, it had a nice move up, and then we had, as you can see, from there to there, was a 10% correction. Now, there's actually something similar what's happening here as it did back here. And what is that? And that is, as you can see, that we actually had this move up. We had a little pullback here, and then we went back up again. See that through there? So it went all the way up, a little pullback, and then we had to go back up again. What's happening here right now? We can see we had a move up, we've had a little pullback, and then we've gone back up again from there. See that through there? So there's been a continuation of this. There's been a very nice move in that direction, but we've had after a little pullback and go up. So as you can see, last time this happened, we ended up getting about a 10% correction in the markets. Now, as you can see, it's not a complete crash. I do expect next year to be that. But right now, we're not there yet, but right now we can see we've had this very nice move to the upside. So I'm actually expecting to see a bit of a cooling off period around the markets here, right? A bit of a cooling off period. We have this move up, and so now I had this pullback through there, and we're probably now going to see something like that come back down to maybe the 20,000 level on the good old NASDAQ. We can see this is the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones is really weak, right? Look how weak this is. It broke above the high, and look at that. It's done nothing. So the Dow Jones is a lot weaker. Again, this is the NASDAQ composite, NASDAQ sort of 100 level today. And this is also here, this is the S&P 500. And the same type of things, right? Like the S&P 500 has had a 10% correction, as you can see. It's really interesting here, right? You can see it actually here, and then had a 10% correction there after this move up. And then we continue the bull market. So maybe that's all we're going to get. But I am expecting to see possibly a 10% correction, which is back down towards these highs up here. So those highs up there is possibly where we're going to see a bit of a correction coming out of this marketplace. Now, the trigger point for me to say that this is now likely to be starting, this is an overall basis, but that trigger point for me is this right here. Let me see if I can... There we go there, right? So let me bring this down to that level there. The trigger point for me will be this here. You can see my trend line coming up through here, right? And you can see how we've actually been having these lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and also another high low through there, right? So you see how we've had these higher lows going on through here. So one of the really big things for me that I'm seeing right now is that if we hold and we continue to break down past that level, and we break this level here, that's what's going to probably start to see this thing at least come back down to this level from here. Not a big drop, but we are getting towards the end. The end is near before we start to see some sort of a cooling off period in the markets, and then maybe ricochet rabbit back up again from there. So that's the stock market overall from an overall big picture perspective. Let's go look at the actual silver market today. Silver market actually had a bit of a down day today. Very, very strong vertical move to the upside. Just completely straight up, as you can see from there. And so, yeah, the same type of thing, right? You can see we're just very, very, very big parabolic move. The thing about trying to chase these markets from here is that you just never know when the top's going to be in. So it's not worth it. It's not worth trying to chase the market from there. From that point from there. We do know there's going to be a bit of a cooling off period soon, and it may be starting already. Let's look at the gold price from here. Gold is almost at the magnificent 4,000. Almost at the magnificent 4,000. Pretty much there right now, right? So that there, maybe a little bit higher, but we're getting very, very, very close towards the end. And one of the things that I like to do as well too is I like to use a moving average. Check this out. So if we look at one moving average, this is a 24 moving average on the weekly chart. And what do we see here? We see what? We see how this market, whenever we get too far away from the moving average, what ends up happening? We end up going through one of these pullback phases, right? Too far away. Well, look what's happening where we are right now. So even on a shorter term level basis, right? Look how far away we are through it. What that simply means is that I'm not calling for a big crash. Actually, I am. But for starters, this is now likely to just be too stretched. And what we're likely to be experiencing now moving forward, I honestly believe this is going to be some sort of V-top in play. Up, 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 strong up, and then we're probably likely to get a face ripper drop to the downside, face ripper drop, which is going to shock a lot of people as well too. So I'm actually expecting that because this thing is just crazy, crazy, crazy move. So even on a short-term level basis, guys, for you guys that are trading the markets, this applies to all markets, by the way. You can see the best time is what? The best time to trade is wait for the pullback to the moving average, then get in here. Wait for the pullback, get in here. Wait for the pullback, get in here. I know that sounds really simple, but it is actually that simple, right? So if you're looking for a good trading opportunities, then that's what you do. The worst thing you want to do is right now is get in here because you do know that it's going to come back to that moving average once again from there. So let's go look at the gold mining stocks from here. And from there, once again, very, 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 very big parabolic move. Euphoria in the marketplace. And unfortunately, there's something big that's going to hit these markets that's going to start to send this way to the downside quite strongly here. We're going to get a really big pullback. The one thing I want to mention about the mining sector is if you have a look at the mining sector as a whole from a weekly chart, this is the GDX. This is the GDXJ. All right, we hit that resistance level through there. This is the first leg in a very big bull market. Okay, this hole is the very first leg, not the bull market, because the bull market is higher lows, right? If that's a move up, where's the higher low? There's no higher low yet, right? So this is the very first leg up in a big bull market. Then we'll likely get a really big strong correction from there, maybe 6-12 months, right? Maybe back down to here, and then we continue up from there. Make sense? So we see that's from that's the GDX there, GDX. Same for the SIO as well too, right? Same from there, and the SIOJ. I see these being very first legs in bull markets, but then we see this move up. Then we see this is things likely to come back down and then continue up. So big bull market. Yes, this is a very big bull market. But just like all bull markets, we need to go through those cooling off phases before we continue back up again. Now, that's what we're seeing from there. Now, there's a few markers that I'm watching for right now. Now, I bring on the moving averages. And let me show you the interest rates. So the interest rates right now are starting to really cool off a bit. As you can see, we're starting to create this massive topping formation. And look what's happening here now. See how we've actually had low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. If I zoom right in, this is what we're seeing here. Okay, what do we see here? See how we've had all this support level and we've actually had low, lower, high, lower, high. We're breaking down and now we're crawling back over here. There's a high probability we're going to start to do that. Once we start to do that, we're about to see a big rolling over effect on the downside. So if I zoom right out, this to me is one big, massive topping picture from there to there. And once we see that through there, once we actually start to get this thing start to roll over and we start to get that, we're probably likely to see then suddenly a move back down towards this level down the bottom, this level here on a bare minimum basis. That's what I'm seeing there from the 10 year. So we're starting to develop this very, very, very weak pattern here. And then also the TNX as well too. Same type of thing, right? Problems through here. We are getting something like that going on right now. So something like, I'd have to say that through there, as you can see. So something like that through there, a little bit through there, a little bit through there. As you can see, like that through there and that through there. If I zoom right in, you can see where we're at right now. This is the support. We had this level through here and you can see what's going on. So, and we're starting to roll over here, right? Support broke down and now we're just going sideways. Notice the moving averages as well too. There's what's called momentum in the market. Right? Moving average come down, moving average come down from there. So to me, if I take off this here now, you can see everything starting to roll over here. We did actually have a lot of problems all through here as well too, as you can see. And once again, we also had a lot of problems going up through there as well. Now we're breaking to the downside. If we do start to roll over, we're likely to see a move back down to this level here. And if I go to my weekly charts, which this is my weekly charts here, and we do that level through there. That's that main level all through. Yeah, so sort of on a shorter term target, we're probably likely to see market get down towards this level here from the 30 year as well too. And this is the same for the 2 year, by the way. The 2 year, if I show you what the 2 year looks like, the 2 year is actually even a lot weaker. This is the actual, let me bring this up from here to here. Let's go to the 2 year. And let me show you this here. And so this is actually, this is here right now, right? So look what's happening here with the 2 year. The 2 year's been down, 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 holding through here. So once we actually break the 2 year here, we're probably likely to see a deceleration on the downside, a bit of a drop on the downside coming from the 2 year as well too, from there, right? Support, 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 and there we are at that support level there as well too. Once we actually break, we're probably likely to see a move back down, and that's where, like, guys, for me, one of the best markets for me is the bond market. Mine was the TMF here, and the TMF, same sort of thing. If interest rates do start to come down, this is the TMF market, and as you can see, the TMF market's been holding up quite nicely, and you can see we've just been holding here nicely through that level from there. We're actually bouncing up. We've bounced up through here. We're just going sideways through there. If we do break above this trend line from here, then that could spell a nice move back up towards the 65 level from there. And so this is one of the reasons why I personally got into this level here. I'm not recommending this stock, guys. I can lose money on this trade, right? So, but the thing is, I'm just seeing an overall basis, and this is for a 12-month period as well too. It's not like a 1 week, 2 week trade. This is more like what's going to happen over the next 6 to 12 months as I see this thing continue unravel from there as well too. So one thing I'm also looking at as well too is it looks like the oil market. So check this out. Looks like the oil market might be finding a bit of a support level here. It's starting to gain a bit of strength from here. And so if I bring this up to here, you can see we've actually broken down from here. And if I bring this up, see how we actually had all that support level? All this major support level, it's having problems through here. If this oil market holds support here, then bounces back up and bounces back up through there, we're probably likely to see a really, really nice move to come out of that level from there. And just on an overall basis, guys, I'm seeing things like that. That's obviously that. We obviously see things like USO. Right, USO has just been doing nothing for all this time since 2022. So big moves that come in the USO market. Even things like really big long-term charts, like things like the XLE market as well too. The XLE market, guys, once again, through here, we can see what's happening holding through here. If XLE starts to get back above 100, then we're probably likely to be starting a 1 to 2 year, multiple year move to the markets from there. And the other thing that I really am seeing right now as well too is the financial sector might be getting ready for a nice move up again. We're not there yet, but if I look at the XLF, where are you? There we are there, right? So this is the XLF here. Let me bring this chart up here. And I'll go to this one here. As you can see, this is what's been happening right now on an overall basis. All the way move up. We've had this support level through here. So resistance. We're now going sideways through here. So if we start to get a bit of a bounce up to the upside and start to get something like that with a big volume spike for some reason, then we're probably likely to start to see the oil market get ready to have a nice move back up again from there. So traders, before you leave today, I want to give you an invite to apply for my John's Inner Circle coaching program. This is my top level coaching program, and this is for only serious people only. This group right now currently is only around 15 people, so it's only a real small group because I'm with you every single week in that small group. This whole group here, this John's Inner Circle, is about giving you exactly what you need to know on how to identify a really good high quality setup, trade management techniques, how I scan the markets, and so much more. Plus also every single week I'm doing live coaching sessions to help you with every single area that goes into becoming a good trader and so much more. So this is only for serious people only. This is my top level coaching program. It's only a real small group. But if you're at the point right now where you are absolutely serious about becoming disciplined and you really want to make commitment to becoming a good trader, then my inner circle may be a good fit for you. If you go to getjohnshelp.com, that's an application form. Go fill that out right now, and you and I will have a good chat on the phone, and I'll see where you're at, and you'll be able to see more about the actual coaching program. And if we're a good fit, then maybe we can move together from there. But if you're real serious about this and you really want to take this to a whole brand new level, and you want to be more than 95% of traders lose money in the markets, and if you finally want to start to crack into the top 5%, and even the top 1%, then this may be a good fit for you. So go to getjohnshelp.com right now. Apply for that. It's only for the first 10 people only. And I look forward to speaking to you on the phone real soon.